So in today's session we are going to cover the installation of Unreal Engine, user interface and concepts of Unreal Engine. So before starting, I'm just going to tell you from where we can install Unreal Engine. For installing Unreal Engine we have to download Epic Game Launcher. So just search Epic Game Launcher for PC. You can directly download from here. So after downloading, we will get Epic Game Launcher. Just run this and we have to sign in. So I'm just going to sign in with Epic Games. You have to create your email ID. So after login, we will get this screen. So this is our Epic Game Launcher. From here we can install many things. Here is our library. In library we have several contents. Just go to library. I have already installed this version. You can just install from here, and after installing you will get this icon. If I click here, we can create a shortcut for our desktop to run this Unreal Engine. Just create a shortcut, or we can directly launch Unreal from here. So this tab is very useful. Here we have a marketplace. Marketplace is basically a collection of all the free version and paid version of Unreal games, and we can download many assets from here. We can download many tutorials. So just browse this. We have many more options here. We have industry updates, newsletters. We have free content from Epic. Okay, so we can directly launch our Unreal from here also, or we have a shortcut on desktop also. So just double click here. It's going to run Unreal Engine. So before starting Unreal Engine, I'm just going to tell the little brief about Unreal. What exactly is Unreal Engine? So basically in 1998, the game development studio Epic Games released a first-person shooter called Unreal. The game was a hit and it spanned other successful sequels such as Unreal Tournaments. And the same year the game was released, Epic Game decided to start licensing the engine. It had to build to create it, which is simply called the Unreal Engine. So other game development studios, instead of having to write their own game engines from scratch, could instead pay a fee to use this game engine that Epic Game had already built up. So this turned out to be a great business model for Epic Games, and they continued to invest heavily in developing their games engines. So since 1998, newer version of engine has come out, and we are now on Unreal 5, which was released in 2021. So this is our first screen when we open up this Unreal Engine. So this is our project menu. So in our right hand side we will get the projects that we have already created, and in our left hand side we will get the templates. So first I am going to discuss the hierarchy of this project. So suppose I want to run a new project, so I just click on this games. So here we have a templates. We can start with a blank template, or we can start with a first person shooter game. We can start with a third person template, or if we start with a blank template, we can import these templates later also. So this is the initial options, that quality preset. I am running it on default. So this menu is important. This is our starter content. That means in this we are going to get meshes, materials, and many other options to build up a level. So this is ray tracing option for quality. So we will switch on this later. So second option is my project name, and this is my path where I want to save this project. For example, I just want to save this project in this folder. So I just name it. So this folder, just select this folder, and this is my project name. Important thing, just type name in continuity, otherwise it will give error. So you can use underscore and anything. So just create this folder. So this is my first project. It will take a little bit time for downloading starter content. If I go to my file manager, I'm just going to check where it is going to install. So this is my project folder that I have created. So basically a project folder is a collection of all these folders, in which a very important folder is content, where we are going to import all our assets, some developer options. Here we have starter content also. So this is the starter content that we are going to discuss later. So this is our project folder. So I'm just going to open this. So this is our interface of Unreal Engine. Just a minute. So this is our basically layout. Just go to window button and just load default layout. So default editor layout. So basically this is our default layout. Fine. So first of all, I'm going to discuss the interface. So in our right hand side, we have a word outliner window, and in bottom we have detail window. So basically outline window is a collection of all assets, all players that we are going to use in our level editor. For example, this default presets have some lights. So we have light folder. So in this folder we have skylight and your source light. And same way we have some atmospheric effects like sky and fog. So we can organize our things using this outliner window. And we have all the assets that are currently being used in this project. Like we have some chairs, floor. I can hide this from here. Suppose I don't want to see this chair, I can directly hide it or unhide it also, or even we can hide complete folder also. So this outliner window is very important. So second one is our detail window. So detail window is going to give the other properties of your assets. For example, I just click on this chair. So this detail window is going to give me the exact location of this chair, like where this chair is placed in a 3D environment. Now it's going to give the rotation values and the scale value, like what category is this, like this is static mesh, we will discuss this later, what exactly is mesh, what type of material is assigned, we can change it from here, and we have some advanced properties. So basically detail window is going to give the all details about the selected asset. Okay, if I double click on any asset, that asset is going to be focused on screen, like I have double click on this table, so table is focused on screen. So second part I am going to discuss is the navigation. So basically we have two types of navigation here. Very first is game navigation, that means we can use WASD keys to navigate our scene, and second one is Maya navigation. So Maya navigation is quite easy, we will start with this. Like I have selected this object and just press Alt key and your middle mouse button to rotate our camera around this object, and if I select this object and I press F, F is for focus, so it's going to focus this object and I can start navigating around this, and middle mouse button we can use to move our camera up and down, and scroll bar is for zooming and zoom out. So basically it's quite easy to navigate using Maya buttons. Otherwise we can navigate from WASD keys also. So like WASD keys work like this. To use WASD navigation, you will need to keep the right mouse button clicked the whole time. This will allow you to rotate the camera in any direction using the mouse, like this. But also when the right mouse button is clicked, the WASD keys will cause movement to use the W, A, S and D keys themselves to move the camera forward and backward. Like for example, I have pressed the right click and I am using W key to move our camera forward, A to move our camera in left side, S to move our camera backward position, D to move our camera in left hand side. So like A and D, and W and S. So just press right click of your mouse and combination of WASD keys, fine. But Maya navigation is quite easy. Just select your object, focus on that, and we can navigate around them. Okay, so this is the basic introduction of outliner and your WASD navigation and Maya navigation. So another menu that I am going to discuss is this window. So right now we are into editor level. Editor level is basically the space in 3D view where we are going to import all our assets, all our lights for building up a level. So, or we can say level editor essentially act as the home screen for the Unreal editor. So the main window of Unreal Editor is the level editor itself, and all other sub editors will going to open in their own separate windows. So for example, if I double click on anything like uh, just a minute, like if I double click on like any material assigned to this asset, just double click here. Now this is our material editor. So this is a separate sub level editor. So if I going to double click on any property, it's going to open in another level editor. Fine. So second thing that we are going to discuss is our asset browser. So just click on this content drawer. So this is our content browser. uh, okay, so content browser, the shortcut for opening is control plus spacebar. So if we press control and spacebar, it's going to open this content browser. So content browser is very important. So in content browser, like we can dock this window also. Just dock this in a layout. After docking, we will get this type of view. Okay, so just right click over here, we can hide this tab also, or if I click on this blue tab, it's going to open this again. So if I right click on this content browser, we will get other options like dock to sidebar. I can dock this to left side of our viewport. So now our content browser is placed here. If I click on here, I will get all the options here. So basically content browser is a collection of all contents that we are going to discuss in this project. So here we have a starter content that we have downloaded in our project. Okay, so this is our hierarchy, this is architecture, this is our audio content, these are blueprints, HDR, some textures, materials. So all these assets we can use to build up our level. So it's our choice frame where we want to place this content browser. Okay, so basically Unreal Engine is an application that is used to run games, and it's a program that has algorithms for determining how objects are rendered frame by frame, how lighting should affect them, and so on. The Unreal Editor is an application for creating games that can run on Unreal Engine. So this is our default level. We can create many other levels also. So the Unreal is an application that is used to run games. It's a program that has algorithm for determining how objects are rendered. So Unreal Engine has several sub editors within it, and one of those sub editor is the level editor. So level editor basically act as the home screen that I told you earlier for Unreal Editor. So this is the main screen of your Unreal. So we can create any assets using this content browser. We can direct import from here. So if I double click on this chair, so now I'm going to discuss the basic navigation. So if I press on W, so W is for basically select and move. I can get this tripod, so I can move this object in any axis like Z axis, X axis, Y axis using these handles. And E is for rotation. I can rotate this object in local space. And R is for scaling. So center point is for proportionate scale, same. So I can move it from any position from here to here. So if I am going to align this object from this base object, I can use end key. So if I press end key, just a minute. Just a minute. So if I am going to use this end key, it's going to align this object from the lower of secondary object. So for example, this chair is here. I just want to align from this lower object. Now press end key. It's going to align it from base object. Okay. So Q is for selection, W is for select and move. These are the shortcuts. E is for rotation and R is for scaling. So these are the tools. This is my tool window. Selection, move, rotate and scale. Now here we have some snapping options. For example, I just switch off these blue buttons. Suppose I press E, now it's going to rotate freely. So here is our snapping option. Just click on this. Here is the degree. Like suppose I want to snap it in 15-degree angle. So now it's going to rotate in 15-15 increment. So I just switch on or switch off from here. Same way we have snapping grid options. That means it's going to move 10 points increment. And same way we have this scale grid option. So it's going to scale by 0.25 increment. So if I make it 1, so it's going to scale by 1 increment. So 1 is quite high, just 0.25 is okay. Fine. So look at here, snapping is working. So it's our choice. I can switch on or off from here. Now this is our camera speed. Like if we zoom in or zoom out, so how much speed we want, we can increase or decrease. Like if we increase by 7, so it will move quite fast. And at 1 speed, so we can set our camera speed from here. So these are basic navigations and tool options. So second option we have is a lit property. So basically lit is basically lighting property, how objects are going to visible in our level. So lit means all lights are active, unlit means without any lights and shadows. This is our wireframe. That means we are going to view our objects in a wireframe mode. This is our detail lighting. So we can choose any view mode from here. We want to see reflections, we will see only reflections now. So lit mode is with all shadows and lights. Now second is our view perspective. So here we will get perspective view, top view, bottom view. We can directly switch on to any view. So this is our top view, this is our bottom view, right view. We can navigate in any view. So perspective is basically your final 3D view. So second option is viewport options again. So this is our real time. So this is important for some real time effects. If I want to increase screen resolution or performance of our level, so we can switch off this real time. Some effects like particles and fires are not going to work then. So this is our frame per second option. If I click on this option, it's going to show at what frame per second our level is working. Just switch off this. So we have some statistic, like if I go to engine option, then I will see in which level we are. So if I click on this, it's going to give me the detail, like where my level is saved and what is the name of our level. So we can toggle options from here. It depends what option we want. We can just switch on or switch off from here. So this is our unit option. Okay. So basically this is our toolbar, snapping option, rotation options, and camera speed, and this is our view options. Now another flyout is our show window. Like I just want to switch off my grid, so I can switch off from here. Now grid is not showing. Again I can switch on this option. So right now this template have some atmospheric effects like fog, so I can switch off from here. So this scene is now without fog, or we can switch off atmosphere also. Like another thing we can off is landscaping. Right now we don't have any landscape in this, so basically we can switch off any property that we don't want to see in our current level. So in this level I have this fog, so I'm just switch on this again. So these are some post processing options, and these are some lights. Like from here we can switch off our lights like skylights, directional light, spotlight. So look at this. So now the direction light is not working. Now this is a skylight. So if I switch off skylight, the effect of skylight is going to switch off. So this is our show window. So these windows are quite important. We can organize our content from these windows. So let's go to content browser again. So this is our hierarchy. If we don't have a starter content in our browser, we can download. Just go to add a new content. Here we will get add features or content pack. Just click on this. From here we can re-download our content pack. Here are some layouts. This is our content. Just select your content browser, starter content, and add to project. It's now going to add starter content in your project. So if we forget to install starter content initially, we can download it later from here, or we can import any other content. Suppose I want to install content from a third person layout, so we can install that content also. Okay, so we have already have this content. So next property is some basic navigation. Like I suppose want to copy this object. So for copying this, we can use Alt button. Just select your content and press Alt key. We can create another copy of this. We can create multiple copies. So Alt is basically for copying, and these are some widgets. If we press G, now we are in game view. That means these widgets are not going to show. We can temporarily hide them from our level editor. Okay. So let's start with a new level. Just go to file and create a new level. We can use a shortcut called Control N. So when we are going to open this new level, it will ask which level we want to start, empty level or open world level. So these are some templates again. So I'm going to open this open world. Now it's asking you want to save this current level. So there is no need to save this. So this is our new template, new level we can say. Now I'm going to import some content from our content browser. So just go to content browser and open these we can say meshes. So here are some shapes that we can use. So suppose I am going to place this cube, just click and drag and place it over here. So now this asset mesh is here. Now it's getting shadow because of my default light. I can change the direction of our light. So this is our directional light. If we press Ctrl L, so I will get this option. So I'm going to change the direction of my sun or shadows. We can see. We will discuss this later. So if I go to content browser again, then I will get some architecture meshes here. I can place directly from here like this. And we have some props. So all these are assets. We can import multiple assets from third-party software like Maya, Max, Blender. Just drag and drop here. Again, if I want to scale, I can press R for scaling, move and press end key to align this from our bottom grid or bottom object, and alt key plus left mouse button to navigate around. So again go to content browser. Here we have some materials. So these are default materials. We can create our own materials also later. Like suppose I want to apply this material, just click and drag and apply to object. So now this material is assigned to this chair. And just open this from here. We have some materials. Apply this material to this object. Fine. So that material is applied. Just drag and drop. So material is basically a collection of material. Here we have some gold material. Here we have some particle effects, just drag and drop. So now this particle effect is working in a real time. So if I switch off this real time property here, now it will work like a static object, like no movement is here. So it will basically increase our level performance. So it depends, you can switch on or switch off from here. So all properties are here. If I want to delete this asset, just delete this. So everything I am going to drag and drop in our level is going to look in this outliner window. So this is our landscape. Right now we have landscape, we will discuss it later. We have some volume clouds here like this. So I hope now you have a basic idea of your content browser, your navigation tool, outliner and other properties. So next section that I am going to discuss is a material section. I am going to create some own materials. So for creating any material, so this is our starter content. I am going to create another folder. Just right click here, we can create any other folder. So I'm going to name it my content. So again, just press underscore. So I'm going to place all my content here. So in my content folder, just right click and create a material. It's going to create a simple material icon here. We can name it, like I'm going to name it blank or plain material. If I double click here, it's going to open a sub level editor. Now this is your material editor. So this is our basic property of material. Like our plain material have some base material, metallic properties, specular nodes. So we have to connect nodes to give its base material. If I right click here and just type constant node. So constant 3 vector node is for giving color to this base color. Just connect this node to this base color, and if I double click here, I will going to get this color picker window. We can choose any color from here. Just increase this value. Now the color is going to show here, and if we click on this apply button, this color is going to be in your browser window. So just close this and open your content. So this pink color is here. So now I can apply this color to any of my objects. So where is my content? Starter content. Just a minute. So after creating this, because right now this material is not saved, you have to save all. So it's now going to save all the content that I am going to create. So just click on this button. So it's going to ask what you want to save. Just save selected, and it's going to save this level also. Now it's asking where you want to save our level. Fine. So again, I'm going to save this level in my content folder. So I just selected here, name your level and save it. So now it's going to save. So my level is also saved here, and my material is also here. I can reorganize this later. Like for example, I'm going to create a new folder for my materials. So I'm going to name it as materials, and one folder again I'm going to name it my levels. So just drag and drop material to in material folders, move here, and level to again my levels, move here. So right now I am going to create a new level. Just go to file, create a new level, and I'm going to open this open word template. You can pick any other template also, but I'm opening this one. So first save this level. Just go to file and save this current level, and I'm going to save this level in my content folder, and just open this my level. So I'm saving this level in this folder, and I'm going to name this material. Just save this. So this template has by default sky environment, clouds, and one background landscape also. So just go to Windows and just a minute. So I'm going to open another panel, that is my actor panel. So basically actor panel is it's already open here, but we can open it from this option. Just click on there and click on open actor panel. So actor panel is basically a collection of different actors. So in this we have recently placed actors, and second option is for basic actors, and here we have lights. We have 1 2 3 4 5 types of lights here, and we have some basic shapes like cubes, spheres, cylinders. We have cinematic actors that we will discuss later. We have some visual effects like sky, atmospheric, spherical, reflection capture, planar reflection, and we have geometries, some geometry options, some volumes we have, and classes. So basically this actor panel we can place from here, and suppose I want to import any basic shape to start with. So I'm going to import this cube. So just drag it here, and I'm going to scale it. Just scale this, and for aligning to this floor we can use end key. So right now my cube is aligned. So this template has by default sky atmosphere also, and this shadow is coming from this sun. I can change the direction of this sun also. Just press Ctrl L. I will get this icon, and just dragging your mouse we can change our sun location. So I'm going to apply some materials to this cube. So for creating a material, I'm going to my content folder, and here is my material folder that I have created earlier. So just right click here and create a new material slot. So materials are basically for giving visual representation to our models. in materials we can apply a diffuse nodes, specular nodes, roughness, textures, bumps, etc. So it will give a realistic look to our scene. So right now it's a blank material, so we can name it. So I'm going to name first material and then press enter. So when I double click over it, it's going to open another material editor. So this is my first material, and this material has some basic properties: metallic, specular, roughness, and in the left hand side this is the thumbnail. So using alt key I can rotate the environment around it and this slot also. So these are the properties of this material. So very first thing, I am going to change the color of this material. For changing the color of this material, we have to apply some nodes. So just right click and I will get this node window. So from here just type constant and I will get different properties of constants. So right now I am going to pick this constant 3 vector node. So constant 3 vector node is for changing RGB color of this this material slot. So I'm just going to apply this to base color. Just double click, I will get this material editor slot. So I'm going to apply, suppose, this color, just increase this value. So that color is now available in my visual slot. Just close this. So after choosing your color, we have to click on this apply button. Now it will apply this to in this material slot also. Just click and drag over the object. Now our first material is here. So this is plain color. So in this way we can create any basic material and we can change the color also. Now next thing, I just want to give some texture nodes. So for applying texture nodes, we have to import some textures. So I have already downloaded some textures. So just go to this beginner asset folder. So any texture that I want to use, I have to drag and drop here. So just open your folder. My texture is placed in, just a minute. So here are my textures. So I'm just going to use this base color, this normal map and this roughness map. So what I have to do, just select these 3 textures and drag and drop here. So now these 3 textures are placed in my beginner asset folder. Just save this. So after saving, these textures are now saved in this folder. Now double click on my material. So this is my material, and again go to texture folder, just select these 3 and drag and drop over here. So these textures will come as a texture sample node. So very first thing, I am going to replace this plain color with this texture. So just press Ctrl, or you can press Alt key and just click here. So now this node is disconnected. Now pick this RGB mode and apply to this base color. So just apply this. So now this texture is here, and if we go to our content browser, if I go to my level editor, now this texture is assigned here. Fine. Same way, suppose I want to scale the size of this texture. So for this we have some nodes that we have to use. So for scaling the size of this texture, just right click here and call a texture coordinate node. So texture, so here is my texture coordinate node, and pick this node and just release it here, and then call a multiply node. Fine. And assign this to the UV part of your texture sample. And for changing this scale value, again right click and call a constant node. So constant node is basically a simple variable, and assign it to B node of your multiplier. So right now the value of this constant node is 0, just make it 1. So 1 is the default scale size of your texture, and if you reduce the value, it's going to scale the texture size, and if I increase the value, like I just make it 2, now it's going to decrease the size of this texture size. So you can give any value according to your choice. So any changes that you are doing here, I just want to see that in my level editor. For this I have to apply. So after applying, you will see the changes here also. Fine. So right now basically we have used a texture sample for calling any texture, and multiply node is basically for mixing these two values. So this constant node is giving me the scale value of texture, and this texture node is giving me the property of that scaling. So in this way we can connect any nodes to our texture sample. Now again I am going to apply, just close this, just go to content browser, and here is my material. So just press F2. F2 is for renaming your content. So I'm going to rename this as my master material. So this is my master material, and again double click. Now another thing, I want to make this value directly changeable in my material slot. So just right click over here and convert this as a parametric value. So I can rename it. So I'm going to name is texture scale, just texture scale. So again apply. again go to material browser. So I have given this parametric value in my master material. Now I am going to create a instance of this material. So just create a material instance. So this is my material instance. I am going to name it box material, or any name you want to give. So this is my main master material, and this is the instance of this material. Now I am going to replace this material with my master. So I have applied this box material right now over this box. Okay, so right now it's looking same because both materials are same. Just open this box material option. So here I will have the node that I have given in my master node. So you see here is my texture scaling value. Just activate this value. So now I can just drag and drop this value, and without applying I can see the result here. There is no need to go to master material and after applying changes. So there is no need to apply anything. So I have created a node direct to my instance. So I can change value directly here in my material instance. Suppose I want to change my texture also. So same this way, I just open my master material node, and I can create this texture sample also and convert this to parametric, or I'm going to name it as my base material, your base texture. So just apply this. So I'm going to change in my master material. And if I go to my instance, so that parametric node is also available here. So I can change my textures from here. Fine. So if I click here, zoom, it's going to tell me like my texture is placed here. So I can replace it with any texture. Suppose so I am going to download any texture. So just a minute, I have some textures already downloaded. So I'm going to use this texture right now. So just drag and drop again, same way that we did earlier. So I'm going to drag this texture in my I don't know, I think this format is not supporting. So I think this format is not supporting, so I have converted this into normal JPEG. So just drag and drop same way. So now this texture is here. So save again. So now I am going to replace this material from that. So just drag and drop that texture here. So simply pick this textures and drop here. So now my material is again changed, and we can see directly that changes here. Fine. So basically that master is giving me extra possibilities for changing my textures. So if I see here in original that texture is same, so that changes occurs only in instance material. So I can create multiple instances of this material and do changes in instances separately, so that changes are not going to affect the master one. Fine. So again I open this master. So this is the benefit of creating parametric values. So now this time I am going to apply this normal map, bump map. So apply this to this normal and save this. And what we have to do, the same parameters that I have given to the scaling parameter that I have given to this base material. So same node I am going to connect as a UV coordinate of this texture map. So scaling of both will become same, because same constant vector is now going to control the scaling of this base texture and this normal map textures. So normal map texture is going to give me the depth. So now I have, if I am going to see this material, so this material is now have depth, because normal material is assigned to this. So this is my depth. So right now we can see fine. So if I am going to if I have to control this depth, so for this we have to apply a separate node that will going to control the depth of this normal map. So I'm going to apply that node. The name of that node is flatten normal. So just search for FLA. So this is my flatten normal node. So by applying this texture sample directly to this normal mode, what I'm going to do, just press Control and assign this to this normal value, and now connect this value to that normal node. Fine. So right now it's giving the same effect because we don't have any controller. So again call a constant node. So this constant node is going to control the flatness of this normal map. So just connect this to the flatness value and make this also a parametric, so that we can change directly in my level editor. So convert this to parametric and name it as depth control. So just apply. So we have to click on this apply in master node. If I go to my instance node, now here again we will see this depth parameter. Just activate this. Now see, look at this. Now it's going to control the depth of that normal map. So it will become quite easy after giving these parameters. So we can specifically control this material slot. I can change the texture, I can change the depth map, same way I can change the normal map also. So anytime I can replace these textures with my original also. So I'm going to change it again with my original and increasing the depth. So this is the beauty of this material editor and some nodes. So there are other options also that we are going to discuss. So for that I'm going to apply another actor. So this time I'm going to create a sphere. I'm just going to place just top of this and again press end key, focus this. So I'm going to create a blank new material for this asset. So again go to material and just right click and create another material slot, and this time I'm giving it name mix material and simply apply over it. So right now this material is blank. So first I'm going to apply a constant node, same way that I have applied earlier. So I'm going to apply a constant 3 vector node, and another thing I'm going to use another node. So I'm going to use another node for mixing this material with some alpha. So I'm going to call a linear interpolation node. So in this we have option A, option B, and another is alpha. That means I can apply any plain color and any other color and we can mix using the alpha. So just search for some maps or textures. Just let me check. So suppose I have this black and white map here. I'm going to use this. Just simply drag and drop here. So I'm going to use this as an alpha. So I'm going to connect this to my alpha channel, and the textures I want to mix is suppose noise. Suppose I take this orange fire color and another texture. I'm using this plain color. Fine. So we can take any textures. I'm just going to discuss the concept. So this is my alpha channel. So for texture A, I'm going to use this fire texture, and for texture B, I'm going to use this plain texture sample, and connect this to the base color of my material. Now look at this. So this alpha channel is now going to mix these two textures according to the black and white values. Fine. So I'm going to remove this. Just look at this. So these two textures are now going to be mixed by this alpha channel. I can change the size of this alpha the same way I did earlier. You can call any texture coordinate node. So here is my texture coordinate node and multiply node. Just drag and drop here and call a multiply node. And connect this to UV coordinate, and for changing the scale value call a constant node and connect this to the B node. And 1 is for default size, and if I am going to increase this scale value, it's now going to increase the tile size of this alpha. So you can adjust your size, fine. Or same way I'm going to make it as a parametric. So this is for alpha scale. You can name values according to that character. So this is my alpha scale parameter. Same way apply, and if I go to my material options, my content, my material, so here is my mix mat. So I'm again going to make it as a master material. Just press F2 and name it as master alpha. So again, this is my master alpha. I can create any number of instances for this. So if I create a material instance, so name it as instance alpha. So I'm going to create another actor. Suppose this time I'm going to use this cylinder. Just scale it height. So now I am going to apply this instance alpha material over here. So if I do any changes in this master, so that are going to affect only this cylinder material. So this time I am going to replace with any other black and white tile textures. So I'm going to apply texture from here. You can pick or download any other texture from net. So this time I'm going to use this Perlin noise. So just drag and drop over here. Just a minute. Right now it's not changing because I have just given parametric value to this alpha scale. For this I have to make that changes in my master. So for changing this I have to convert this also as a parametric. So convert to parameter or name it as texture alpha. Any name we can give. Now apply. Now I can change this my instance also. So double click here. So now I can change this alpha. Okay. So you have to take care these little properties. So this time I'm going to replace this with this noise. So now this noise is controlling the mixture of that plain color and that fire material. If I try this, so here we can easily see the alpha effect. Fine. And just look at here. Materials. So just apply this instance to this and master to so both textures are different. Fine. In this way we can create master material and instances. So next thing, I'm going to save this and save all my contents. So we have to save all this separately. So level is going to save separately and this content browser is going to save all the properties separately. So just save this. Now I am going to create another level. Same way I did earlier. This time again I am going to pick this open world. So the next thing I am going to discuss is a cinematic camera and cinematic view. Fine. So for starting this, again I am going to pick this cube. Just focus this and align this to my level. I am going to create another cube over the top of this and just reduce the size. Again F. So right now we have two cubes. I'm just applying already created material. So this box material and this pink color I'm going to apply over here. And press Ctrl L for changing the direction of your light. So by pressing F I can focus on any asset that I have created. Fine. So now I am going to introduce another actor, that is my cinematic camera. So right now I am into my perspective view. So I am going to change it into my camera view. So there are basically three types of camera actors, and one is level sequence actor. So I am going to use this cinema actor camera. Just drag and drop over here. So my camera is here. So if I want to focus my camera according to my current view, so what I can do, just right click over my camera, and here we have some snap settings that we can use. So we can use a snap object to view. So it's now going to create that selected camera according to that my view. So here is my camera that is placed according to this view. Fine. So I can select my camera directly from here. I can rename it, just press F2 and name it like first shot, and if I press F, now look at the camera position. So camera is placed according to the perspective view scene. Fine. Now I can change my camera properties, like I can change the focal length, maximum focal length. So current focal length is 35. I can change it. So that result you are going to see in this cinematic view shot, or we can directly convert our perspective view to our camera view. Look at here. So this is my camera view here. We can switch between my camera view and perspective view very easily. Again, click on this, and for going to perspective view, just we can click on this button. So right now we are in camera view. So if we change the setting, we can set from here. Okay. So I'm going to save this level. So I'm going to save in my level and name it as first cam. So this is our default view. That means we can convert this perspective view to camera view. So this is our first camera, first shot. We can switch from first shot to our perspective view directly from here. Fine. So we can create multiple cameras as per our requirement. So I am going to create another camera. So just go to cinematic again and create another cine camera actor. Now this is my view that I am getting from this camera. Just rename this, and I'm going to rename this as shot 2. So I have two cameras, shot 1 and shot 2. Fine. So I can arrange these two cameras in one folder. So create a folder, and I'm going to name this as camera. I'm just going to move these two cameras into this folder. So now this folder have two cameras. So it will be easy to find any camera from this folder. So just select shot 2, and I just want to focus on this particular object. So first I focus on this. Now select shot 2 camera and right click and snap object to view. So this camera is now placed according to this view. Fine. Just go to shot 2 and I can check from here. Now I can change my camera properties like focal length. So this focal length is okay. So I can switch my layouts from one window to two panes. Okay, so this will be my camera view, and this I can use as my top view. So this is my camera. Fine. So I can change position from this top view also. So you can select your layout according to your comfort level. So if I want to move this camera from top view, just select, and I can select shot to camera first, and I can change position also. So just look at this. Fine. So if we press G, then this camera will not be visible in viewport. Okay, so this is my first shot, and this is my shot 2. Shot 2 को थोड़ा सा I'm going to change this focal length again. So this one will be okay. So this is my composition, shot 2. Fine. So again I'm going to change layout from one window again. So second thing that I'm going to call is level sequence editor. Fine. So this level sequence editor will work for this current level. So just apply this. First we have to save this. So I am again going to save this in same folder that I have already created. Starter content, my content, and I'm going to create a new folder for levels. Sorry, for sequence editor. And just name it like first sequence. So first I have to save this. So this is my sequencer. So basically in sequencer we can call our cameras, or we can animate our objects also. So first I would like to animate my first object. So just select this and press F. Right now I am into perspective view. Fine. So just drag and drop this cube from this outliner to sequencer. So here we'll get all the properties that we can animate. So here we have this location property of this cube, we have rotational parameters also, we have scaling also. So I'm just going to animate this roll property, or we can say yaw property. So just drag this value. Just a minute, I think this is cube 2. So I am going to use this pitch property. I just type 45 degree. So right now this object is rotated on 45-degree angle. Now I press end key, so it will align this object to the bottom object. So next property I am going to use is, just let me check. So first of all, I'm going to create a key for this particular pitch value. So first of all, I'm going to lock this location. So just create a key. So location is basically XYZ position. So before giving any animation to these property, just lock your location first. Then I'm going to animate this pitch value. Now again create a key for this and just drag your slider. What we can say, now we can store this yaw value also, because I am going to rotate in this direction. Fine. So create 0 value for this yaw property. Now drag your slider and I'm giving it 360 degree. Now if we play this sequencer, now it's going to give me a complete 360 degree rotation. So now next property is I'm going to open this a curve editor for changing its interpolations and looping property. So just click on here. So here we'll get the selected attribute. So this is my curve. So this is my current 0 position and this is my 0.0091 time code and angle value is 360. So first of all, I'm going to create a linear interpolation in between these two keys. So just go to the interpolation options and select a linear mode. So this is my linear interpolation. So the full animation, full rotation animation will continue in same speed. Fine. Now again open this level editor, graph editor. So now next time I'm going to continue this increment. That means I'm going to create a loopable animation for this. So for creating loops we can choose post infinity option for these. So this time I'm going to use this cycle with offset. So just look at this. So this angle animation is going to continue, and if I play in my level editor, so it will rotate continuously, okay, whatever the time is. So in this way we can create loopable animations. So I have just created one loopable animation and I can browse or add some more content also. So just go to your my contents. Here we have some particles, so I can use any of them. So just try this fire. Okay, so I'm going to place this here. So place it accordingly where you want to place it. So this is fine. So this is my cube animation, that is loopable animation. Now I am going to call my cameras here. So basically we have two cameras, shot 1 and shot 2. So just I'm going to drag my shot 1 camera first. So in this sequence editor we can animate our objects give motion to our cameras also. So this is my first shot. So same way we will get all the transformation property, camera angles, aperture property, all these properties we can animate. Fine. So first of all, I'm just going to change location of this camera. So if we select this camera and click over here, we can switch from perspective view to camera view directly. So right now I am into my camera view. So I'm just going to change my camera position first. Like this. Fine. Uh, so I'm going to lock this position. So this is my first shot and lock this transformation. So by locking the transformation, I'm going to lock rotation values, scaling values, or if you want to delete any of these rotation property, you can just select the key and delete key. If you don't want any scaling property or rotation property, you can delete that channel. So right now I have XYZ channel locked. Now I'm going to animate my camera. So just go to another frame and select your camera and press, if I go to perspective view and press F and G again, because I was in game view, so that's why my camera was not showing here. So this is my camera. So now I am going to move it little bit upper side. Okay. So if I go to my camera view, or I can directly change position from view also. Now I'm going to lock this value again, create a key. So transformation location XYZ. So if I play from my camera view, so here is my camera cuts. Just activate this. Just a minute, I'm going to delete these keys. I'm going to delete the transformation keys for this camera. Just delete this, delete this. So I have just deleted this key and I'm going to give key again. So first I just settle my view and again just click on this. Now next I'm going to change the camera position again and store that value again. So basically now it will create a camera movement animation from my first keyframe to second keyframe. Fine. So in this way I can create a camera movement from first position to second position. Now I am going to create camera animation for my shot 2. So same way, just drag and drop. So now I will get all the properties of camera 2. So I'm going to animate this camera again. So first I just settle my zoom value for this camera. So this time I'm just going to animate the camera aperture or focal length value for this particular camera. So the same way I have created keys for transformation value, I'm going to create a key for this focal length, and after few frames I'm just going to increase this value, so it will create animation in between focal value, focal length values. Okay, so this is my shot 2. So you can create any type of animation, so I'm just giving an example. So now next thing is to merge these two shots. So this is my camera cuts that is going to create a combination of camera 1 and camera 2. So first of all I'm going to uh, add another shot. So very first, this is my first shot, and from here I want to shift to second shot. So just click here and choose your shot 2. So now from here camera is going to shift from shot 1 to shot 2. Now just right now I am into my shot 2, so just switch to this camera cut mode. So it will give a preview of combination of both the cameras. So this is my shot 1, and again this is my shot 2. Fine. So in this way we can create animations to our objects, and same way to our cameras. So this is the benefit of a sequencer. Fine. So next we will discuss another camera properties. So right now we have just created my first camera actor. Just open your actor panel. So we have created cine camera actor. So we have a rig rail also, rig crane also, that we'll discuss later. Okay. So this will be our final animation for this level editor. We can render this in the form of video also, or if we want to do any changes in camera position, that we can do also. Like if I click here, this is jump to the next key, and we can change our XYZ positions again. Like suppose I want to change in my first shot like X position, I can change directly from here also, so it will automatically get updated. Fine. So XYZ position is now updated for camera shot 1. Sorry. So same way we can change interpolation in between keys also for this camera. Just open your graph editor and select your camera. Just a minute. So we we have given changes in XYZ position. So select the two keyframes and make it again linear, same way that we have done before. So select X, Y and Z both, and make it linear again. Now the camera will move in same speed. Fine. So finally I want to get render this, so we can create a video from here. Just check your duration of this project. So this one is fine. So I'm going to render this camera cut. So same way we can add multiple cameras, we can insert more cameras also. So render this into a video form. So which format you want, you can select from here. So I'm just going to render in default AVI setting. Now this is my output directory. So just select this folder and file name, I'm giving it test. So just capture your movie. So frame rate will be 30 frame per second according to your selection. So this is frame rate, this is custom frame rate, we can change it from here. This is the resolution. So just capture this movie. Oh, I don't know, something has happened. So my Unreal has crashed. So my Unreal got crashed. So in this way we can use level editor for combining two cameras and create a video shot from them. Okay.